Recognition, power, and influence is your birthright, and this podcast shows you how to get there. Welcome to episode number 234. Today's episode, I am sharing a leadership lesson that I observed from watching Inside Out 2 this past weekend with my daughter and her friends, and I think it's a great insight into how we go for and actually obtain our career goals. And when we can shift our beliefs, our thoughts, the way that we see ourselves, it drastically changes the actions and the way that we behave to actually get the results that we want in our life. It was a fantastic movie. I loved every second of it. I have a lot to share about my thoughts about it. Hopefully you can begin to apply some of what I observed as you continue going for bigger and bigger dreams and goals in your career. All right, let's get started.
Welcome to Women Changing Leadership. I am your host, Stacy Mayer, and I teach you how to get promoted, get paid, and bring your whole self to the leadership table. I am on a mission to change organizations from the C-suite out because women are the new face of leadership, and we are doing it on our terms.
Hello, corporate badasses. Welcome to another episode of Women Changing Leadership. I am your host, Stacy Mayer, and super excited, as always, to be here with you again this week. Last week was the official summer solstice, the introduction to the summer, and I officially kicked off Summer of Magic 2024. You're going to see so much more from me this year as part of the Summer of Magic because I've had 2 years under my belt of celebrating women getting promoted, even during the summer, during downtimes, while on vacation, while on maternity leave, while on sabbatical, or while they're at work and nobody else is at work, right? We are getting the recognition that we deserve, and I am celebrating that all summer long. So make sure you're following me on LinkedIn if you're not already, as we continue that celebration. And if you're somebody who gets promoted this summer, make sure you reach out to me and let me know so that I can celebrate you as well. So as part of this summer solstice, I did an oracle card reading with my coach, and it was really exciting because while we were on our coaching call, we realized that the official summer solstice was actually happening as part of the coaching call. And so one of the questions that we asked ourselves is, what can illuminate the situation, quote unquote, that I'm in right now, right? So what can shine light? What card do I need to read as part of understanding the situation that I'm dealing with right now? And I'm keeping this situation, quote unquote, purposely vague because I would love to have you and encourage you to take a moment to connect with yourself. If you don't have oracle cards there, I encourage you to go pick up some. You can probably find them at a local random shop on your street that you've never seen before, but now that you open your eyes, you're actually going to see that they sell our oracle cards, or you can definitely buy them on Amazon. I will link to my favorite deck in the show notes. And at any time that you're hearing this episode, you can ask yourself, as part of the Summer of Magic, what will illuminate my career or whatever, shine light on the challenges that I'm facing right now. And when you draw that card, just first thing, first thought, best thought, whatever it means to you, and then you can begin to incorporate that in your week. If you draw a card as part of listening to this episode, please hashtag me so that I know about it and we can celebrate you in that way at hashtag Summer of Magic 2024. That would be amazing. Again, we're celebrating the inner wisdom of ourselves as corporate badass women. And this is part of that celebration, is really taking that time to own your own career path and to begin to trust yourself. So congratulations. I am super excited for you and whatever is next. Today's episode is inspired by the movie Inside Out 2. I will not say it's sponsored by them. Actually, I'm in Northern California, and Pixar is actually very close by. And I know some parents of some of the children that I run with who actually work there. I took a group of 4 girls to go see Inside Out 2 on opening night by request, and it was amazing. I enjoyed it so much. I love the conversation that they're having about our minds and the way that they show it on screen and allow me as the viewer to infer and make my own assumptions from that, whatever they depict on the screen. And there was one moment, and this quite possibly might be a spoiler alert, so I'm just sharing that with you. It depends on I don't think I'm really giving anything away, but, judge for yourself. If you don't want to listen to this part, it's fine. The main character, Riley, is playing hockey, and she is very determined to get on the high school hockey team. This is the main premise of the movie. And she is in her thoughts, and she is incredibly determined. And I'm using this determination as an anecdote to how you might feel, right? If you get to the point where you're like, I really want to advance my career and I'm very determined to get a promotion, or I'm very determined to have a voice at the table, or I'm very determined to have a new job where I'm working for a better boss. Like whatever that might be, you can be very determined, and that determination is fantastic, right? It gets us up off our seat. It helps us take action. So Riley's doing great. She's determined to be a part of the high school ice hockey team, and she is putting herself out there. The only problem is, and this is part of the background of Inside Out when they're talking about her emotions, is there's this core to the movie that talks about her internal belief system, how she sees herself. Unbelievable. I mean, just like I love the themes in this movie. So one of the things that she has developed as she's got older is that she's not good enough. This is a belief, a core belief, as they show it in the movie, that she feels and thinks about herself sometimes. So she believes that she's not good enough. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because as she's playing ice hockey, she is saying to herself, I am not good enough. I am not good enough. Okay? Now, what we're seeing on the screen is a young girl fighting for her spot on a team. Okay? So she has the internal voice soundtrack in her head that says, I'm not good enough. But what we physically see is a girl fighting for her spot on the team. Now, I'm putting everything in the context of this movie, but I'm bringing it back to you and your career. So you are somebody who feels determined to get a promotion or whatever goal you have in your mind. And on the outside looking in, you look like a person determined to make that happen. And that's not a bad thing. And you've seen people and you're like, yes, go, you got this. I'm all for you. I support you. We have that determination, and we see somebody like Riley who's like, go, 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 girl. You got this. You're amazing. I'm so behind you. Go, 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 go. And the whole time she's thinking to herself, I'm not good enough. And this amazing scene unfolds where she starts to hurt people. She physically bumps into her very best friend and knocks her across the court and doesn't even realize it. I want to let that sit in for a minute. I mean, it was just like, oh, right? She's thinking in her head, I'm not good enough. And she's determined to get on this team. And then she doesn't care who is in her wake. If you are somebody who's rejected the idea of a promotion in the past, it's because you don't want to be that person. You don't want to have your promotion be the only thing that is in your mind and at all costs, and everybody around me gets hurt as part of the process. Yeah, of course not. That wouldn't be Riley's goal if she was older and wiser and could really have that type of conversation. And I know that is not your goal. And then we see other people at our organizations who go for a goal at all costs. But unfortunately, and the reason that we start to hurt other people is because we believe that that goal is going to validate us. So when she was trying to get on this team, she believed as well, if I get on this team, then I will be good enough. have the thought, I'm not good enough. So I play. And if I get on this team, then I'm good enough. And so if I get a promotion, then I'm good enough. We know cognitively that that's not true. And so then therefore we do one of two things. And I'm going to read a little excerpt from my book where I talk about this idea where we start to make excuses. My book, Promotions Made Easy, a step-by-step guide to the executive suite. If you haven't already read it, go get it. We'll link to it always in the show notes of this episode. In the beginning of the book, I talk about some of the excuses that we begin to make about ourselves and our path. One, title doesn't matter. Money doesn't matter. I have so much freedom in this job. I have a brilliant, amazing work-life balance. I'm able to leave every day at 5 p.m. I have a short commute. At least I'm able to work remotely. I have been with this company for so many years. I have so much street cred with them. I don't want to leave now. I just need to wait until my stock vests. I'll be eligible for a bonus soon. All of these ideas on the surface are not bad. And I want to point out that they help protect us from hurting people in our path. We keep our sights low, right? So that we don't have that mode of determination where we're looking to success to validate us. That external validation, which is if I get on the hockey team, I will matter, right? I will finally be good enough. The reason why I am pointing this out so heavily is because most of us don't realize that the underlying thought behind our determination is that we are not good enough. Instead, the thought that usually surfaces just above the thought, I'm not good enough, and this is the one that I hear all the time, is either one of those thoughts that I just read from my book, which is sort of dumbing down our determination, which is like, it doesn't really matter. And I believe all of those excuses, all of those thoughts that I just read are part of the I'm not good enough saga. Because if you're saying, it's not so bad, I should be grateful, what you're really saying is I'm not good enough, okay? And then on the other side of the coin, which is like, I deserve a promotion, I deserve recognition, I hope I finally get it, I have to show them. You're also coming from a place of scarcity saying, I'm not good enough. So then what do we do? What are we left with? We don't want to give up, right? We don't want to say, it doesn't really matter. If you're listening to this podcast, I absolutely know that's you. And you also are on the other side saying, I don't want to hurt everybody in my path. I don't want to make my whole life, my whole psyche about this promotion. I don't want to make this promotion mean something about me. So how do I take that middle way? Well, I am here to tell you, this is what I teach. This is what I teach in my book. This is what I teach in all of my programs. This is what I'm working with clients with every single week, one-on-one. Is finding that middle way, that way where we just are good enough. Where how do we be good enough and make forward progress? How do we know our value and still ask for more? This is the existential question. And in the movie, I'll give you the example. Again, like I said, spoiler alert, but hopefully you will enjoy the movie to its fullest. It is absolutely brilliant. All of the inside out. Oh, and these 9 and 10-year-olds that I took to the movie, they were like, it was so good. It was so much better than the first one. And that's saying a lot, which is super cute to hear from them in their short lifetime and how they've seen both movies. And this one is so much better than the first movie that they thought was so amazing. Anyway, I just thought that was super cute. But in the movie, when she finally went through the work to kind of settle down and reconnect, and she got back onto the court and she took her deep breaths and she went out onto the court from this place of sufficiency, and she figured, I am good enough, or even just like maybe the thought before that, which is, I think she said something like, I matter or something like that, right? And she gets back onto the court and she doesn't score the final goal, but she passes it to somebody else who then scores it. And then it has this overwhelming feeling of gratitude and love and abundance. And almost like it doesn't matter if she gets on the team or not, because she was in this place of integrity and she did her best. And it came from a place of mattering, right? That she is good enough. And I want to remind all of you, if you feel stuck and you feel like I'm meant for something more, I'm better than this, I need to show them, I have to prove myself. I hope I get this job because I need it, right? If you were at that place, or if you were at the other place where you're like, I'm not going to worry about it this year. I want to take it easy on myself. It doesn't matter if I get a promotion or not. I want to encourage you to come back to that place of real belonging. That's what I call it as part of one of the steps of the Summer of Magic. And I'm going to keep linking to the podcast episode I did in 2023, where I outline the practical step by step so that you can have more magic in your career as well. And if you go to that episode, I talk about this idea and this concept of belonging. And essentially, we are showing up on the ice hockey court, in the arena, in one-on-one conversation with our CEO, starting out from a place of belonging. So when we ask for a promotion, or we advocate for ourselves, or we say, hey, I would like to attend that meeting, we are asking those questions and engaging from I'm good enough, I'm already sufficient, but you know what? I damn well want more. Why? Because it is my birthright. At the beginning of this podcast episode, and all my podcast episodes, I say recognition, power, and influence is your birthright. The reason why I say that is because it does matter. Of course you deserve recognition. When you belong, you deserve it. We all do. We are all corporate badasses. You have worked your butt off. You don't need anything else except for to be your whole highest, best self. Just show up imperfectly. Show up and ask for it. Show up and ask for the conversation. Ask to be included in the room. Engage in a coaching experience so that you can create a pathway to actually get you more rather than hoping. Get out of the place of being like, it doesn't matter. Or get out of the place of being like, go, go, go. I have to show them. I have to show them. Because if I show them, then I'll matter. Because what's going to happen is you may or may not get the promotion, but you're going to get to the other side and you're going to keep having to prove yourself. So the sooner that you can figure out that you belong, you deserve to be in those conversations, you are ready to be in those conversations, you are not only good enough, you're actually smarter than the rest of the room. Hello, we already know that you are. You know that you are. Now we just have to turn up the juice a little bit so that everybody else knows it. We have to influence them so that they actually put us in a position of influence and power. That's how it works, my friends. But only from a place of sufficiency, only from a place where you are already good enough. You already matter. I want you to question this about yourself. If you're not, quote unquote, going for it, but yet you're still listening to my podcast episode, it's because there's a certain part of you that's afraid that if you start to go for it, you're going to be a bit of an asshole. So don't be an asshole. But still go for it. Whatever it is for you, I encourage you to make it happen this summer so that I can celebrate you before the end of August. Let's do it. I have gotten women promoted in less than 10 days. We need you to turn up the dial a little bit, have direct conversations, and those direct conversations aren't always, hey, I want a promotion. There are ways that we can ask for more without directly asking for more. There are ways that we can engage and show our executive leadership without saying, hey, look at me, because we belong, because we matter, because we deserve to have that voice at the table. And I teach you how to pull up your own seat. I teach you how to sit in that seat and engage from that seat. All right, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me know if you've seen Inside Out 2 and what your favorite part is. Tag me on social media. Go to my LinkedIn profile, follow me. Hashtag Summer of Magic 2024. I am so thrilled to be celebrating so many badass women's promotions this summer, and I hope to include yours as well. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next week. Bye. Before you go, I have a question for you. Do you know how close you are to your next promotion? Really? Not what your boss has told you, not what you even believe to be true, but have you actually taken the time to sit down, take an assessment, review the 5 categories that it takes to get promoted into senior executive leadership positions, and decided where you fall in each category, and given yourself a ranking on a scale of 1 to 10 of how close you are to getting your next promotion? Have you done this? Well, now's your chance. If that feels interesting to you and you're like, hey, I want to know exactly how close I might actually be, or how far away you might be, and what it's going to take to get you even closer, then I invite you to take my promotability quiz. This is a quiz that I put together with practical tips that actually tell you where you're lacking and where you're winning. What are the areas that you actually need to improve, and not necessarily what your boss is telling you all the time, so that you can take concrete steps towards landing that next promotion and changing the face of the leadership table. Go to yourpromotabilityscore.com to take your free assessment today. Yourpromotabilityscore.com, and let me know how it goes.